What's happening, all my AP brothers and sisters? Shout out to the Eagle family. Thank you once again for tapping in. Today we're gonna do another Q&A. So I hope y'all ready because there's a lot to get into. You feel me? So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the comments. I'm gonna start off with my boy at Jordan Wins 23. Shout out to you. And he is commenting on the Something Ain't Adding Up shorts video that I just put out. And he says, "Oh, I feel like this was a hidden bad stop." Now let's jump into this video. Well, we ain't gonna jump into the video, but I'm gonna explain from my own personal experience what I see wrong in this video. So if you haven't watched it, go ahead watch the video, because if you don't, then you probably not going to understand what I'm about to say unless you have experience in this game. You feel me? So when it comes down to this video, there's a, let's just say, a known shoplifter who exits the store with a cart full of merchandise, and from the APA, um she says that he is always doing this, so he's a regular shoplifter. Now if she doesn't have any of this shit documented, it's going to look bad on her, because at the end of the day, at the very least, if she has documentation, she has video of him doing this, all the prior times that he's come into the store, then she can make this stick. But if she didn't do her job, document it and get video, then it's pretty much hearsay. You feel me? That's all it is. And like I've said before, it's not what you say, it's what you can prove. You feel what I'm saying? So once again, everybody, all my AP brothers and sisters, listen. When you get somebody who gets away, who evades the apprehension, it's your day off and they get away, and somebody tells you and you end up doing video review and you see it on camera, record it, save video, document it, because they will always come back again. Always come back. And in today's era, they most definitely coming back, especially if they haven't been caught yet. You feel me? So she makes this apprehension in the parking lot, which is a no-no. Now, take what I just said with a grain of salt, because there is one exception to going into the parking lot, and that is what you see on this video. When you see the officer go into the parking lot, she makes the stop. Now, the only way us APAs can go into the parking lot and make this stop is if the police officers need us to come and identify whoever it is. That is the only exception. That's it. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. Feel me? So once she hits the parking lot, she verifies that this is, in fact, the right guy. He does have priors in the store, unknown if it has been documented. Now, the red flag comes in when she says on camera that she lost observation for however long she lost observation. Now, due to AP09, AP directives, when you lose observation, you are supposed to reestablish all five elements once again before making that apprehension. So, because she lost observation, she got to let that go. She got to let that go. Now, let me give y'all some game. Let's just say she got the priors, right? She did document these prior thefts from this same subject. And the police go out there and makes this stop. She can, at the very least, trespass this person and charge him for the prior incidents that has happened. At the very least, to save her ass and the company from lawsuits. Just a little bit of game. And that's how I would play it, especially in a situation like this where I've lost observation on the subject, but my gut tells me they did it, but I don't know for sure. At the very least, I'm going to hit this nigga with a trespass. And now with this trespass, guess what? You get name, date of birth, and a physical address. That's all you need. So now that I got that, now I'm gonna charge this nigga with all the priors. You feel me? And that's how you save your ass from a bad stop. Now, if she did not document the priors, she's fucked. You feel me? She's shit out of luck. And she better hope that this nigga didn't have a receipt. You feel me? So um let me check this video out once again, real quick, because I feel like there's something else that I seen. I do believe that I did see some receipts on the desk, but we're gonna see real quick. So this nigga got a fan. This nigga has a fan. And I've stopped people with this same type of fan at self-checkout. You know what these type of people do with these fan boxes? Sometimes it's not really a fan that's in this box. Sometimes they do a little bit of box stuffing. And for those that don't know what box stuffing is, it is when they stuff all types of other merchandise inside of the box. They tape it back up. They go to self-checkout. They scan the box and come up for about, let's just say, $30 when they got about $200 of merchandise inside of the box, and then they leave. So that's what I feel like really happened. You know, this nigga was box stuffing, but I'm gonna let this video go real quick and see what else happens. It looked like there's a receipt right there on the desk on top of that little black book. So he signed, this nigga signed a trespass notice but didn't want to give a name, which tells me that it was a bullshit ass trespass from Walmart and not from the officer, because for us that know, we know that when you're trespassed, you were supposed to give a name. So, either he just signed a trespass in cursive and some bullshit ass cursive and gave a fake name. Um, and two, because he didn't give a name, tells me that this was a bad stop. Because if this was a legit stop and had she documented those priors, he would have been prosecuted and given a summons to show up to court. So I feel like this is a bad stop altogether. Yeah, and the nigga's cool. The nigga was cool the whole time. He didn't make no fuss about it. He complied, went back to the office. I feel like this was a bad stop, but I told y'all how I would play the game if it was me in her shoes. So, take notes for all my AP brothers and sisters. When y'all get people who evade apprehension, get away, always document it. Because at the very least, if you have a hunch, you lose observation, you still end up making this type of stop, you can still prosecute on the priors and at the very least trespass them based off of the prior incidents. You feel me? So just take note, real talk. You do not want to be in this female's shoes because she broke AP09 like it was nobody business. Um Moving on to my boy at Omari 3333 said since the LP personnel lost subject, they can't move forward with a case. True. Pretty much what I just said. You feel me? Um, Once again, my boy at Omari 3333 said Walmart's hourly pay for asset protection associates generally ranges from 15 to 23 per hour. I feel like we should be paid a lot more. You feel me? Nothing less than, let's just say, 25, 27. If you got experience, let's just say you got 5 years of experience, you should be starting off at 30. You feel what I'm saying? And the training to be certified should be cut in half. You feel me? That's just me though. That's just my personal opinion about it. Moving on to at ZZZs, right? My man said, how many times have you been fired and are you able to do armed security? Can you legally carry a firearm? Most definitely. Most definitely. I can't I can't remember how many times I've been fired, but I've dropped the video for all the times that I've been fired. Now there's been a lot of jobs that I've quit as well. You feel me? So be looking out for them videos coming soon. Now, when it comes to being able to do armed security, I can legally carry a gun. I have no felonies. I have a clean record. You feel what I'm saying? So, when it comes to doing armed security, I feel like I would most definitely be interested in doing something like that. I have been thinking about joining armed security, but doing this thing for so long, I kind of got overwhelmed, especially when they started changing the policies and the laws and they slapping niggas on the wrist, for petty crimes. You feel me? I just feel like I needed to take a break from the game for a little bit because as much fun as it would be right now to do it, I feel like I would be more at risk being fired again. It wouldn't take no time because y'all seen the videos. Y'all see how I get down and I'm gonna act up. Now, when it comes to being armed, if somebody's armed coming in the stove, I'm gonna shoot first and ask questions later. If somebody poses as an active shooter, guess what? I'm gonna shoot first and ask questions later. Period. So I feel like I don't want to jump into it right now. But down the line, it could be a high possibility that I might, jump into it depending on what happens with the current job that I'm at right now, which is cool. I like the job that I'm at right now. So I'm gonna stick with it and time will tell. Moving on. At Rage McSprinkles, Black Queens. Referring to the No Shame video that I put out. Two females at Ross filling up a Ross bag full of unpaid merchandise. I just don't understand it. People nowadays, they just have no shame in their game. And nowadays people go into the store and they don't even care. They don't even try to hide their face. They don't wear gloves. They don't wear a mask. It's like they want to be caught. They feel like they will never be caught. You know what I mean? But keep it up and keep it up. Every dog has his day. And I promise you, when the time comes, if they need to, see, what people don't realize is this, especially with people with criminal history, is that, and I've seen this more than often. So people come into the store, right, with a criminal history and they start shoplifting. They get caught or they evade the apprehension. I end up getting license plate number that tracks back to them or their home address. And now what law enforcement used to do is use that petty theft to catch the subject, and once they ran their name and found out that they was on probation or parole or had warrants out for their arrest, they would drop the petty theft and pursue the bigger charges. So at the end of the day, if you got something on your record, they gonna use the petty theft just to catch you, and then when they catch you, they gonna drop the petty theft and they gonna pursue those higher charges, those more severe charges. So people don't believe fat meat is greasy. You know what I mean? And it's all fun and games until somebody get hurt. But keep it up and niggas is gonna find out the hard way. You feel me? Like this shit is deeper than what people think. You know what I mean? It is way deeper than what people think. Um, at Umad Bro 24 said, same woman that sits there and screams that her baby boy wouldn't do something like that on live TV. Again, referring to the No Shame video, I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna leave that one alone. So if y'all want to comment, y'all go ahead and hit that comment box. Moving on to the next one. At Ghost ND7BS said, both get knocked the fuck out. Um, I don't know about all that. You know, like I, I do I do stand on everybody being held accountable. I do stand on, you know, doing it the raw way, but these is two females. I'm gonna go raw. I'm gonna go hard, but I don't know about knocking them the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man, they female, so they gonna get the business, but I ain't gonna treat them like no man. You know what I mean? Like I've had apprehensions with black females, a black female, and when we in the vestibule, she started fighting me and punching me and scratching me and all this other shit. And guess what? Her ass still got caught and her ass got drugged to the motherfucking office, dragged her ass all the way to the office. I didn't punch her, but I drug her ass all the way to the office and she was prosecuted. Period. You know what I'm saying? So once again, so if you are a male AP, hey, always have a female witness. Always have a female witness so that way they could get their hands dirty and then you can save yourself from all the future, accusations that's gonna come your way when it's all said and done. Because when females get caught, some of them like to play dirty, especially when it come to us males. They like to throw shit on us. They like to say, "Oh, he sexually harassed me. He grabbed my titty. He grabbed my ass. He grabbed me and touched me inappropriately and all that shit." And this is why they have the rule of always have a female witness present so it could deter all that nonsense, and all the accusations that's going to be coming your way. So take that and use it for real. You do not want to be one of them males that's caught up in any of that type of BS. At J per 7938, is that how reparations work? I had no idea. I'm gonna leave that one where it's at. We're gonna move on. At X Muscular X, or is that at Muscular? Man, my bad if I'm getting the name wrong. But my man said, "Can you do a video of you getting fired again?" Most definitely. Like I said, I done put out as many why I got fired videos out as I can, and I believe I got one more for y'all. I do got one more for y'all, and I'm gonna talk a lot of shit on that one. So be on the lookout for that one very soon. You feel me? Very soon, because I got a lot to say about that one. At ZZZ then commented and said and asked how many times has he been fired. Once again, I've shared all my why I got fired videos. I do have one more, to give to y'all. So once again, be on the lookout for that video coming soon. Moving on. At Kathy Turney, 3855. Sorry if I pronounced the last name wrong. She says Kroger too, responding or referring to the how Walmart saves money on labor video. Yeah, look, this is I told y'all that these corporations have their ways on how they like to save money on labor, and self checkout was one of them. And when I seen this shit, when I stepped foot in the Walmart, I had to record it because I was like, bruh, this shit is getting out, just just getting crazy out here. I remember back in the day, we had a team full of maintenance associates. Now they cutting down. Now they cutting down. Now they got, self-driving machines that's gonna clean the floors rather than somebody doing it from maintenance manually. So this is what the game is coming to. You feel me? This is what the game is coming to. So at Fly Solo 8316 said employees should be allowed to have mace. This will shut down all of this. I do agree 100% that employees, not all employees, but security, AP, should be at the very least be allowed to carry mace or baton. I would be cool with that. I wouldn't mind whooping a motherfucker ass with a baton. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta understand that when we approach some of these subjects, they got weapons waiting for us, homemade weapons, guns, knives. I've heard of incidents where people have been maced by bear mace. This is why I keep my glasses on when I'm making apprehensions, just in case. You got to be prepared. You stay ready, you ain't got to get ready type shit. You feel me? But I do agree 100% that we should be allowed to carry mace, baton, something, taser, of course, be trained. Not all APAs or security officers or guards should be allowed to, carry some of these things. I feel like you got to at least show that you can be responsible, you can hold, yourself together and certain type of situations, things like that. I don't think you should be given one right off the bat, but I think over time, once you done, put some work in, you done showed that you could be trusted and make good decisions, most definitely should be allowed to eventually carry some type of mace or baton or taser, to protect yourself. You know what I mean? So 100. Um, at Don Peace 894 said, I hate that happened to you. Walmart is so full of shit. Pure evil. Referring to why I got fired from Walmart video. Man, look, man, I appreciate all the condolences and the love that I done got off of these videos. But there is a method to the madness. And one thing that I could tell y'all is that through each and every one of these experiences that I've had in getting fired, I have learned a lot of game. You feel me? And I just take it to the next retail corporation that I'm going to or the next workplace that I'm working in. You feel me? Just because they fired me doesn't mean that I lost the game that came with it. You feel me? I don't know what people be doing in the workplace, but when I'm in the workplace, I am learning. You feel me? They giving this game away for free. So I'm picking up the game, I'm learning it, and then I'm learning how to use it. You feel what I'm saying? So Walmart is most definitely full of shit. That's why they've always had a bad reputation as far as the workplace because they got poor management. The way management treats their associates, the way the company treats their associates is very poor. And it can be an evil environment, but if you can stick with it and you can learn the system and use it to your benefit, it could do you a lot of good. Like for example, Walmart does give bonuses, unlike Target. Target don't give bonuses. The only people who get bonuses in Target is the ETLs and people that are in management. When it comes to Walmart, all hourly associates, even part timers, get bonuses. Number two, Walmart allows you to invest into stocks and 401k. Target does not. Target does have a 401k, but they do not allow you to invest into stock. So when I was at Walmart, I would, put away $20, $50 away from each having it taken out of each check, and then I would use it around Christmas time. You feel me? I got about $400-$500 saved up to use. You feel me? So these are just some of the perks that come with being inside of Walmart. So, like I said, if you know how to use the system, it could most definitely benefit you in the long run. So stick with it and just, ignore the BS that comes with being inside of the workplace. Um, my man at Wilson To- Toki Toki 5887. Sorry if I pronounced the last part wrong. Said I got an offer at JC Penney as asset protection agent. Got any tips, any tricks? I might do my shift solo. Most definitely. Be confident. Trust your gut. If it quack like a duck, it's a duck. You feel what I'm saying? Stand your ground. Always keep your head on a swivel. You feel me? And don't take no shit from nobody and let them know why you there. You know what I'm saying? People gonna have their opinions, but everybody's entitled to their opinions and let it be that. But go in there, set the tone, make some noise, and let it be known who the hell it is, who you are. You feel me? Period. Period. And if you plan on doing it solo, then learn the game, learn the system, and then once you learn the system, put your own twist on it. But at the end of the day, if you're going to do it, make sure that you're going to be effective and you're going to have a great deal of impact, because you can catch as many shoplifters, internals as you want. But if you're not being effective and you do not have an impact, you ain't going to get nowhere. So don't be one of them people that does this job, sit in the office all day, don't have no impact, and can't be effective. You do not want to be one of those people. But congratulations. Shout out to you and happy hunting. You feel me? Put your foot up these people ass and show them what you about. So we're gonna take another one. And this one is at or from at my girl at Bree loves Nikki 93. And she says, referring to my very first video I ever posted on YouTube, talking about the Target slash Walmart 5 elements before they can stop you for shoplifting. And she says, I thought that for the 5 elements, number one, alert signal; two, selection; three, concealment, intent to steal; four, surveillance slash continued surveillance; five, passing points of all exit doors; passing points of all cells. Yes, it is. Um, you are correct. You are correct on that. Now it's been a while. I do not remember what I said, and if I did not say it in that order, then yes, that is exactly what those elements are in that order. Your alert signal. What is your alert signal? My alert signal is this. Why, when they ask me, why did you start observation? This motherfucker had an empty backpack, or she had an empty purse, or they went up to, the registers and started grabbing a handful of empty, Walmart bags. That's my first signal. Two, selection. They went to, HBA Cosmetics, grab this, grab that. Number three, concealed that merchandise into the backpack, the purse, or the Walmart bags that they selected. Number four, continued observation. So from the time that I seen them select that merchandise, put it into the bag or the backpack, there was no loss of observation all the way through. And then they passed all final points of sale. So technically, once they pass the registers, that is considered, that's how you know it's a green. When they pass those registers at the front of the store, that's how you know it's a green. So now technically we must wait until they pass those metal detectors right by the front door. As soon as they step, this is how I do it. This is how I do it. Once they step 1 foot past the metal detectors, I am on they ass. I am on their ass. Soon as you pass, soon as that foot crosses those metal detectors, I am on you. You feel me? And that's all five elements right there in the vestibule. It's going down. You understand the game? So once again, man, look, it's easy peasy. Ain't nothing to it, especially in this era. You know, people are making it too easy to catch them. You feel me? All you got to do is sit back and zone them. You ain't got to go man on man type, defense on them. You could just zone it. You can watch it from the cameras and know that they're gonna do it because these people are sloppy nowadays. They go in and you already know what they're gonna do before they do it. All you need to do once you then determine that they gonna do it is figure out how you gonna make the apprehension safely, because once again, you want to do this safely when you're making apprehensions, when you're going after people. You got people going out and you got people coming in. And the last thing you want is people getting hurt when you are trying to make these apprehensions, especially if you got somebody who is highly aggressive and is going to fight you and, evade the apprehension. Somebody get ran over, somebody get pushed down, somebody gets hurt in the process of you trying to make the apprehension. It's going to look bad. It's going to be a bad deal. So always make sure when you are planning these apprehensions that you are going to do it safely. Safety is first. Always. I don't care what it is you're doing, whether you're doing this line of work, whether you're doing construction, whether you driving a semi truck, whether you driving a bus, safety first. And if you cannot make that apprehension safely, let them go and make them think that they got away, because I promise you, and I'm going to keep telling y'all this until y'all get it stuck in y'all brain, that when they get away, they will always be back. Always. You feel me? So, with that being said, I want to thank y'all for tapping in. I want to give a shout out to the Eagle family. Y'all know what it is. Stand your ground. Watch your surroundings. Be alert at all times. It's your boy, Eagle Eye Miller. Till next time, raw and unscripted. We out.